What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Sports Hub, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football. And yes, we have now entered into week 11, where we will face our division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a lot to talk about when it comes to this team. Our cornerback play, potentially, how we're going to do stopping Saquon Barkley. But before we get into anything else, man, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. Smash it. And then run up that like button, man. And also drop a comment, man. It's Eagles week. We heading up to Philly, and we going into the enemy's territory, and we gonna see what we can do, man. So drop a comment. Let me know how y'all think the game is gonna go. Drop your predictions. Let me know what the score. Let me know what y'all think the score is gonna be. I'm gonna give my score prediction at the end of the video. Y'all know how we do it here. So without further ado, man, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who are currently 7-2. And they are 2-0 in the division, just like the Commanders are ourselves. And right now they're leading the division. Right now they took our number 2 spot in the playoff. If the playoffs were to start today, they took our number 2 spot because they're the division front runners right now. And it's a short week. It's a short week. We had a nice battle against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It came down to a very to the last play, last possession. We gave up a late touchdown to Mike Williams, and Russell Wilson just threw an amazing ball. Number 25 played it horribly, but hey, all that is over with now. We have to put that on the shelf and get film and get ready for the Philadelphia Eagles, because guess what? We got another tall task, man. We got another legit, maybe the top number 1 running back in the league this year, based on his, performance. And Saquon Barkley, he left the Giants and he's now with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been killing since he's been there. They still had their 2 weapons at receiver, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We already know the A.J. Brown story. Going against our cornerback, Emmanuel Forbes, and how he, sauteed him, cooked them, fried them. He barbecue chicken them, man. So it's a lot going on. The injury reports, man. We got a laundry list of injuries, and if you look at the injuries and how they looking right now, man, it's just, you look at these late buys as like, God damn, we wish we had like an earlier buy, and we could have prevented or got some guys back healthy. And we're gonna look at the injury report in a little bit. But right now, man, I just want to go over a little bit about the game info. Like, will we stand up against these guys? And right now, if you're looking at it, we have the 2nd overall offense. They have the 11th, right? All right, we have the 19th ranked defense, and they have the number 2 ranked defense. So it's another chess match, like I said last week, going against the Steelers. But in this time, it's our offense going against their defense, right? It's our defense going against their offense, and you can't sit here and deny that the last couple of weeks the Philadelphia Eagles haven't been playing, legitimate football, right? I'm not going to be one of those fans that just go in here and be biased and just say all things, in favor of the Commanders. No, I'm a realist, but I'm also, I'm rocking with my mob 10 times out of 10. But I also got to keep it fair and honest about the opponents that we're facing, right? And if you really look at how the Eagles been playing, you could say they haven't played nobody, but I'm not going to get into that debate. Who they've played and what they've done, they've been winning games. So at the end of the day, and it's a division game. We know those games is if you go based off of last year, it was a damn, it was just who can score the most points, pretty much. It was a back and forth shootout between both teams, and our team was trash. This team, we're a lot better. So I would like to say that this game would be a lot closer and maybe less in points than it was last year. And again, you got a rookie who's been playing phenomenal football, Jaden Daniels. Currently got 2,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's been doing a great job at protecting the football, from putting the football in the defense's hands and getting the offense back on the field. So you gotta salute him on that. And his rushing, he's got 85 rushing attempts, and he's 2nd, I believe, in rushing yards with behind Lamar Jackson with 464. Brian Robinson, we're gonna talk about him in a little bit. I seen a tweet that he put out there about the fans, and I kind of agree with some of the fanism that goes on in the NFL and any sport. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. And Terry McLaurin, who's been playing for great football, and he's normally had great games against the Philadelphia Eagles. Will he continue on to stack on those good days against those good matchups against the Eagles? So yeah, we got them Thursday, man. We got them Thursday in 2 more days. At 8:15, we go live prime time, baby. I'm excited. I want to see how we truly match up against yet another good team. And based off our record, we're 0-3 against what everybody or what the league deems good teams right now. We lost to the Bucks, we lost to the Ravens, and we lost to the Eagles, who were all playoff teams last year, right? So this year, so this week, we got a whole new team. We are not the same team as last year. I hope they don't think that they're gonna come in here. I mean, they just gonna run over us and bully us and do none of that. We ain't rocking for none of that. We ain't never rocked for that, and we ain't rocking for that this time. But I've been hearing some of the Eagle trash talk and things of that nature. But I'm gonna let them have it. I'm gonna let them have it. Y'all got the bragging rights right now. Y'all got the bragging rights just for right now. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on into some of what I've been saying. We're gonna look at this injury report real quick. Nah, man, I'm not going to do that. Wait, can I do that? Let me see. How does it look? All right. It's a little fuckity. Let's see. All right. I don't like this. So we're gonna go back to the regular one. All right, we're gonna look at this right here. Okay. Our special teams guy, linebacker, did not practice. 2 missed practices in a row. And again, we banged up, y'all. Look at this laundry list. Marshawn Lattimore did not practice again, and that's one of the big things that I wanted to touch on. Just talking to other Commanders fans, man, I'm starting to get not a little worried, but a little concerned in the trade value that we gave up for Marshawn, and to have him, when you make, mid-season trades, you don't expect you expect your trade to come in and kind of hit the field and actually start playing. You rarely see a guy get traded that's hurt. You get what I'm saying? It's rare. It's very rare. Or he may miss 1 week. But the fact that it's looking like, him not practicing, he still got tomorrow, right? He still got tomorrow to maybe suit up and, test out the hamstring. But you also got to be understanding to a hamstring, man, it's delicate. You cannot rush a hamstring back, just for the sake of rushing it back. But again, me just being a fan and looking at, how that trade has went down. We gave up a third, a fourth, and a sixth. Like giving up a third and a fourth and a sixth and getting back a fifth. I'm reluctant to hold on to that fourth because he's hurt. And again, I know we was in trade rumors and trade battles with the Kansas City Chiefs, the Ravens, the Lions. But at the end of the day, how much are you willing to give up to get a guy that you probably only going to have for about 4 or 5 games going into the end of the season? And again, I'd rather have him those 4 or 5 games, but it just sucks as a fan to not see him going up against a much needed Steelers offense. A much needed going up against the Philadelphia Eagles offense with 2 legit receivers. And what we seen last week with number 25, he is still number 25 until I see this Bama start making some plays in key moments and not getting cooked in key moments. You know what I'm saying? He plays pretty well throughout 4 quarters, but it's those key moment plays that it's just like, damn, all the other shit go away when you make that bad play. It's like when we need you to come in and make that play, you don't show up for us, and that kind of hurts. It hurts as a fan to kind of see, you get beat by Mike Williams and you playing 10 yards off the ball, man. And again, I tweeted this out on my Twitter page, man. If you don't follow me, man, go ahead and hit that. I forgot where we at. Right down there, man. Follow me on Simba Sports Hub, man, on Twitter, man. That's where I'm doing a lot of just talking about our team and where I think we are, going back and forth with some other, content creators and beat writers and just giving my 2 cents. So, man, hit me up on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, man, and we can talk about it. We can have a good old discussion. But yeah, man, I said this. I said, man, if you look at that play and how he set up, how he was positioned to defend that, he was playing the sticks. And all he really had to do, man, and if you play cornerback at the high school level, college level, or NFL, whatever, if you played the position and you've had coaching on that and you follow me, let me know. All he had to literally do was turn his back to the sideline and read the quarterback's eyes. He's going to tell you where he's going with the ball. He's not, and then again, the defensive play. You know that y'all sending heat. So guess what he's going to do? That clock is going to be sped up. So he got to make a quick decision. How realistic is Mike Williams running a comeback right there and your back is turned and you can see it? That just tells me that he really sometimes don't trust his physical ability, and he don't trust his footwork, and he just ran past him, like he tried to hold him. It looked like he just really like, man, I'm gonna get a flag, but he tried to stop the comeback, and Mike Williams just ran a straight 9 route. He just ran a fade route right past him, and he couldn't even catch up with him. It made Mike Williams look like he ran like a low 4.3. It's like now 4.4, 4.5, 4.4, a low 4.4. But anywho, 25 is going to be 25 until So again, and I hear man, we need Marshawn back. We need Marshawn back. Let's be honest. If we got Marshawn back, he would have been checking George Pickens, and guess what? 25 would have still been on Mike Williams for that play potentially, right? Or you put Mike Sanders still. Potentially, right? So again, that was that week. We into this week, and it looks like Marshawn Lattimore. If you had to bet it right now, 85% chance that we won't see 23 again this week, and we'll see him against Dallas, right? And who knows after that, right? Noah is dealing with a thumb injury again, but he had 2 full practice. Dante Fowler full. Andrew Wiley, another big tackle that big. I mean, he's been great this season. So looking at him and him being hurt with a shoulder injury, he's limited. So he practiced a little bit. And another hamstring injury, and Brian Robinson. I'm gonna talk about this route right now. Is that he put out a tweet, and I'm not going to say the whole tweet word for word. I'm just going to air quote it. He was just pretty much saying that he's pretty much dealing with the injury, and he already got to deal with the injury. And you got fans that's coming out and pretty much saying things that shouldn't be said, that's going beyond the game of football or whatever it was said. I don't know what was said to him. I don't know what he saw. Or y'all could have been talking about other players. But sometimes fans do take shit like way out of, like, they go way left field with it. And at the end of the day, they're fans. That's their job. They have every right to feel and say what they want. Freedom of speech. Speak your mind. And again, Brian Robinson, I'm pretty sure he knows that it was probably better left unrespond. Like, don't even respond to it. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, you can't control what another human says or feels, right? Just as vice versa, we can't control how he responded. He responded the way he responded, called us couch potatoes. And we all are couch potatoes. We're not in the league. We don't know how injuries are. We don't know how it feels to deal with a hamstring injury and still want to play. So hopefully he can, make his presence known against the Eagles, because we're going to need him. Again, I don't know if our offense has been, decreased in play calls because of Brian Robinson not playing. But I thought the running back committee that we do have with Austin Eckler, McNichols, and Rodriguez, that we can still run the ball effectively as if we had Brian Robinson playing that running back. And again, we heard from Dan Quinn that it seems like, and then even Jaden Daniels said it, that he's still dealing with rib injuries. So a lot of those RPO calls and design runs that they have with Jaden Daniels, those aren't being called right now because they're trying to protect him from further injuring his ribs. And again, like I said, if he's 100%, I want him playing. But if he's limited, now our offense becomes limited, and those off-script runs that he was normally having, we're not going to see some of those right now. He's going to live within the pocket, right? And that can be detrimental to your team, because now teams can know that he ain't going nowhere. We could drop another. We don't have to contain. We can drop that DN into the flats or into into a zone, right? It's multiple things that they can do to make you pay for not playing the game or calling plays like you really would, right? So again, man, I kind of am regretting this last minute, this late buy, because I just want to see my team play every week, right? But realistic, Brandon Coleman dealing with a shoulder injury. Tyler Biotis, who got hurt. Look, it said his ribs, his thumb, and his foot. This Bama got 3 injuries. 3 injuries, y'all. He's dealing with 3 different injuries, and he's still limited, and he's still playing. So salute to him, man. He's still balling out, playing good football. Celine is hurt with a knee injury. Lucas is still battling with an ankle. So again, man, I wish we was a little bit more healthier going into this game, especially a divisional game. But it is what it is. All right, what we got next? What we got next? Let's listen to this.
You watch the game, you know
Let's
the
see.
Washington Commanders are a great story, but they're not a great team. And there's a huge difference between the two. The Commanders are undefeated against teams under 500, but they have yet to beat a team over 500. If you watch the game, you know the Steelers are a much better football team. They have a much better defense. Their offense is more consistent. Let's be honest, this game was not as close as what the score said. The Steelers ran a fake punt that should have worked if the guy didn't drop the football from their own side of the field. And then they also fumbled at the 1 yard line that you could argue they should have called dead. I understand the Commanders are a good story. They have the best rookie quarterback we've seen in years, but they're obviously a year ahead of schedule. I think the Commanders are going to be great over the next 5 years, but for this season, they're truly not contenders, especially in the NFC where you have to play the Lions or the Eagles or even the 49ers. We found out yesterday that this team is just not watching.
All right, so I'm gonna dissect this as quickly as possible because I'm all for the Steelers game, but some of the stuff that he said is just like, all right, yeah, how is that team that much better than us and they only beat us by 1 point? You got to make that make sense, my guy. Like, this is what I say with like certain people on social media, and kind of the reason why I kind of wanted to get into making my own content when it comes to sports is that you got some motherfuckers that's out here to just talk, just to hear themselves talk. He's one of them. He's one of those guys that just talk just to hear himself talk, and it gains attraction, and I don't understand it. I'm addressing it because guess what? It came across my feed as bullshit. How can you not say your team is not a contender if we only lost by 1 point? And again, he might have a point that we may not be contenders in his eyes, and that's fair. That's your opinion. That's your stance. And yes, we are 0-3 against over 500 teams. But guess what? The Ravens lost to an under 500 team. What does that say about them? The Ravens lost to the Raiders, and there's no shot at the Raiders, or the Ravens losing to them. Like, you're gonna lose games and you're gonna win games, right? That don't make you less of a contender or more of a contender depending on who you lose to. You supposed to win the games that you supposed to win? We did. So according to your logic, sir, like, how can you literally come out your mouth and say that we're not a good team or we're not potentially contenders? Come on, bro. You gotta cut. Some people just get on these social media platforms and just talk just to hear themselves talk, and like don't really like understand the game of fucking football and like just being realistic. Like you just want to spew hate just to spew hate. It just comes off of hatred. Like, all right, yeah, you say we 5 years from now, but we here now. We're 7-3. We 7-3, bro. And we 1 game behind, being first in the division. I'm gonna leave it there. But everybody entitled to their opinion. I'm gonna let my man, feel how he feel. It is what it is. And this is Marshawn Lattimore again, as we see my man just sitting here, rocking and chilling and not suited up and not practicing. And again, I'll say it again. I truly don't understand how you can make this trade and give up that much value and you don't see the play. You're not getting what you paid for right now. And again, we could see him come in next week. We could see him play against Dallas. We got another game against the Eagles. So, it's cool. It's cool for him to, potentially miss this game if he's not 100%. So again, I'm a little upset. I kind of want to see my guy play, but it is what it is, man. As far as the game go, man, we got to be ready to stop Saquon, and we got to be able to live with the results, and hopefully it's no big plays and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We can't give up the big plays, and we got to try our best to neutralize Saquon Barkley from running like Derrick Henry did against us, right? We got to be ready to stop the run. Johnny Newton, I know you're ready to, to get that bad taste out your mouth with the play that you had. And I expect you to come out and have a better game, even though you didn't play bad, or just to play fearless, like play with a chip on your shoulder. Like, you got to come and prove something, right? Offense, if we get Brian Robinson back, I want us to continue to run the ball. I think we got moments against the Steelers team where it's like, because we didn't get a successful run or we didn't get 2 to 3 yards or 5 yard game, we kind of abandoned the run in key moments. In that second half and that fourth quarter, we stopped chipping. Like, you had 2 elite pass rushers or 2 decent pass rushers that we stopped chipping on. And again, you got to realize that, Cliff, that, hey, they starting to wake up. So we need to, keep pressure on these guys. If you had to ask me, what do I think the score will be Thursday? I do think, and I know I keep using this 27 because I think we get our average. I think that the Eagles defense is not as good as people may make it out to seem. Like, I've seen teams move the ball against them. We saw the Dallas Cowboys without Dak Prescott move the ball against them. I think that we can still do that with the guys that we got. We got to do better at catching the ball. We cannot leave Jaden Daniels, our rookie, hanging out to dry because we can't catch the football. Catch the damn ball. That goes out. Again, I hope y'all was on the jug machine. 200 catches. Zach Ertz, Luke McCaffrey, and De'Ami Brown. Like, y'all all should have been on the jug machine catching, as at least 200 passes through the jug machine before y'all went in the practice. Number 14. You need to be out there receiving at least 100 punts off the jug machine. You know what I'm saying? You need to be out there, helmet, shoulder pads, everything on. And with your gloves and all that. I needed you to put some work in. Because you don't get your name back, sir, until you prove to me that you can't stop muffin punts. You bum. It's like, no, I'm not going to call you. You're not a bum. You had a moment, bro. It happens. But yeah, man, if you ask me, man, I think we still reach our score. I think it's going to be a close one, though. And I'm going to go with 30 to 27. 30 to 27, watch the Commanders win. And we still won in Philly. And we bring it back home and potentially, take out that broomstick and sweep their bum ass. So with that being said, man, hey, let's try to continue to get healthy. Hopefully we can have some game time decisions where guys go and they're 100%. I don't know if we're going to see Marshawn Lattimore. If not, we still rocking with 25. Maybe we see a little bit more of Emmanuel Forbes. I've been seeing that a lot on the social media platforms. Everybody calling for Emmanuel Forbes to play over 25. And again, he got a lot to prove because those two games that he went up against A.J. Brown took belt to ass. And if I'm a betting man, like I think he is, I think you want to bet on yourself and tell coach, hey, I need this. Hey, coach, I don't care what it is, what I got to do, but I need this opportunity to go up against number 11 on Thursday night on primetime football and live with the results. If you get barbecue belt to ass again, we going to need 2 more corners, and we need to call Xavier Howard. see what we got. But yeah, man, I catch y'all after Thursday, man. Y'all have a good one. Be easy.